Hello folks, thank you for coming back to the House of Banelord. And today we're going to talk part 3 on our 4-part series, and we're talking about businesses and why you should own one or create one. When you think of businesses, what do you think? You're thinking of basically identifying a product or service that somebody is willing to pay for. That's essentially what that is. How is this different from being self-employed? The difference is that you don't have to, you create it obviously, but eventually you can either sell it or you can walk away from it and have other people do it for you, the actual daily grind, and you can collect the checks. That's essentially the difference on what being self-employed and having a business is. So I'm not gonna go talk a lot about businesses because you obviously know what a business is, but I'm going to open your mind and tell you how it's possible you can create a business at the same time as working, at the same time as being self-employed. You have to think outside the box, and I'm gonna suggest, why don't you try an online business? And the reason why I say that is because we live in a society right now that is basically the information age. We are not bound by geographic locations whatsoever. If you want to go to a store, and if you want to buy something, you're not necessarily bound by what stores are around in your area. If you were to be open-minded with e-commerce, you could literally just go to Amazon and get anything you want. If you were more inclined, you can search the internet and find specific things that you want. Because some businesses are very, very specific that they will not survive on their own if all they had to rely on was the local economy, because they're so narrow in what they focus on. Their net has to be wider, and in this current environment, that is very possible. That is extremely possible. And it's actually smart too. Now, the reason I suggest an online business is simply because of this. An online store has no hours. It is open 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It can be run by one person. There's no overhead other than some web hosting and some maintenance on your site. You don't even have to be very good at computers to even opening up an online store. There are services out there like Shopify, BigCommerce, I think, and other ones too, that you can create a store basically. You could either do it yourself using drag and drop, I think that's the technology, or you could actually hire somebody out there, and they can do that for you, for sure. Now, you have to obviously do the creative part, the advertising, but there's help out there for that, specifically Facebook groups that spring up, and yeah, it's definitely possible. You don't even have to. Of course, the costs, your cost association with this is higher. You don't even have to actually fulfill the actual orders that come through. So it's like, say for example, you're busy, you're working about like 50 hours a week or something at your job because you can't quit. But in the meantime, in the summer when you have vacation or something, you set up this business and then you created a bunch of products, or you bought a bunch of products. You could have a fulfillment center take the actual shipping out of your hands. So how that would work is Amazon will do that, but there's other ones too. But Amazon is the most pricey, is because obviously, it's the king right there. How that works is that you drive traffic to your website, with whatever you will do. And if they were to apply to purchase your product, what happens is that once they click on the buy, it automatically routes to the fulfillment center. The fulfillment center collects the money, pays you, they ship it out, you don't touch anything. They obviously take a cut, so you understand, you're losing some money, but it frees up some time. Frees up a lot of time. Basically, it just frees up all the time when you think about it. So that's a possibility to think of. You benefit from all the tax savings too, because you incorporate, and then you know, you can structure it in such a way that your income would be even less. So, for example, I remember I said that there's no cap on your income with self-employment. That's true, but even with your deductions, you know, it's still looking at marginal tax rate because, you know, it's not technically self-employed. But if you were to incorporate it, it becomes a separate entity by itself, and then, you know, you can do, let's say, some creative bookkeeping to funnel the money to be release, all legal, by the way, as you can, using corporations. So, and eventually, what's the end game? The end game is you can either, if you're going to be successful, you can sell it, and somebody will buy it because it becomes a value. You know, they can evaluate it, see its potential, and all that goodwill that all the customer base that you created is worth something. And they can buy it, sell it, or you can just basically let it run by itself. If it gets to a certain critical mass, you could definitely do that. So there's a lot of benefit to having a business. It's something you should look into, specifically online businesses. With the technology today and the things that you cannot do, you can have it be outsources. Third world countries, they can literally do. There are a lot of smart people out there that don't make a lot of money, and they're willing to help you because in their country they just don't make a lot of money. If you were to seize upon that, you would have professional quality that is unimaginable 5-10 years ago. It is an exciting time to be creative and be entrepreneurial. Thank you very much for watching my show. If you have any comments, concerns, please feel free to put them in the comment box. If you like what I say, please subscribe. Thank you for your time.